Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for another round of the IRL F3 Championship. We are here in. Wait a minute, why did it stop again? Fucking hell. It says the broadcast stopped. Alright, now it's working. I'm sorry for that introduction, but now it's working. Alright, let's just start again. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, to another round of the IRL F3 Championship. We are here in Canada at the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve, and as always, I am not alone. I am joined by the guy who has raced now the most races in the F1 division in IRL, Sondre Sohag.
Well, hello there, Felix, and hello to everyone watching. Thank you for that.
I'm apologizing for the swear words I just said, but it said the stream stopped for me. It should be working now. So I was very annoyed there because it didn't actually show up that it's working now. But Sondre, just a quick note before this race. Let's talk about you for a minute. You are now the driver. You are sharing the record of the most races in the F1 division with none other than the league founder, actually, Cameron Weston Edwards. So you are definitely one of the, probably the longest participant of this league now. Are you like proud in any way or something that you now reach that record of 72 races? It is now.
Well, first I gotta say that I thought I was still at 71, but that might just be me who's fallen out of count. But um, well, of course, I'm proud. I've been here for multiple seasons now. I've never really had a season off, and probably won't for many more either.
That is really good to hear. And today we
But
are.
I
Yeah.
have to add though that I think my time in the top tier is coming to an end soon.
Nah, don't worry, mate. You'll be in that for a lot longer if you want to stay up there. But we are here for round 5 of the F3 Championship. Yesterday, we already had F1 driving around this beautiful circuit. We've had a full wet race, which was really exciting indeed. A safety car around 15 laps before the end of the race, which spiced the things up a bit more. We saw who was it actually yesterday? Aaron Collingwood. I'm very sorry. Aaron Collingwood taking his first ever win on this game, on the F1 2019 game. Congratulations to him for that amazing achievement. I don't know, was it his first win in IRL actually, Sondre?
I thought it was actually. I did think it was, but I asked him, and it is his third, I believe he said. So it's not his first, but it's his first this season and his first towards the championship charge, maybe.
Yeah, obviously we are very glad to hear that, as Jeremy Pope has retired from the session. Not sure what happened there. He set a lap and then retired. Callum Anderson goes quickest and gets beaten immediately by his teammate Thomas McIver, both on the medium compound. So Sondre, it doesn't look like it's going to be similar to F1 yesterday with the rain in the race, but we can see Callum Anderson has got some front wing damage. His right end plate is missing, so that probably didn't help his lap time in the end. That might be the 2:10 difference there between those two drivers. But Canada is usually a track which provides very, very good racing, and hopefully this one will be no different. Tim Bustanens goes quickest so far in the session with a 1:09.4 on the soft compound. Reese March comes across the line, runs out of ERS for good measure, and only goes P4, 1:11.1, quite far off. Quite far off the top 3 actually. Tom Jewell also only with a 1:11.4, but Sondre, I know it's a bit late now with only 12 minutes left, but who's your favorite for sorry, who's your favorite for this race?
For quali or for the race?
For quali, sorry.
For quali, I will have to go with Well, I think we're gonna see a mix of Tim, Callum, and Paul in the top three. I'm not exactly sure which one I think is going to be the strongest one, though. I think we might see Callum be that, but not sure. I think maybe Callum, Tim, Paul, something around that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I mean, that's never a bad guess going with one of those three, and especially Paul has had a great form the last few races, which is obviously really nice to see Tyler Thomas starting his lap right now. And just as a quick note, we want to congratulate Kevin's sister on making her debut in IRL. That's Infinity, your gamer tag right there. So that is Jessica for you, Kevin's sister, Jessica Harrison.
Jessica Harrison, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you
I
have a
think it's
point
her
there. And
first ever league race, isn't it?
I believe it will be her first ever league race after not a long time playing F1, so it's going to be interesting to see what she can do today. Also, another note for that, I believe that will be the first ever girl racing in IRL. I'm not completely sure. I would have to ask Cameron about
I'm
season
pretty
1 and 2,
sure.
but
Yeah, I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
99.9% sure that it is.
Yeah, so definitely congratulations on that. Um, Huge props to Kevin for actually, making her get into F1, and congratulations to her on making her debut and proving that much that she's actually able to race. Tyler Thomas, in the meantime, goes fifth fastest so far, but what's going to be really interesting to see is obviously what her racecraft will be like. It's not always easy. Like, your pace can be good, but your racecraft can still be lacking here and there a little bit. But hopefully that will not be the case. And I'm definitely looking forward to this whole situation. Not only inside the top three, but also further down the field, maybe like around P10. But currently, Paul Farthing is not is not even inside the top 10. He hasn't set a lap so far. This is not going to be a lap from him either. I wonder if he has invalidated that off, but let's just quickly see what Callum Anderson does. He had front wing damage on his first, after his first lap. I don't know if he had that all the way through. He goes a bit fast, around 700ths of a second. That would not be enough for a big improvement in terms of positions. His lap was on the medium compound though, so let's see what he does on this soft compound. Oh, that is not invalidated. That's quite lucky. You can easily get your lap time invalidated in that left-hander right there. Goes 2 tenths quicker than his best lap so far. But he definitely needs to improve more if he wants to get on pole position, which currently has Tim Bruce-Dalins in P1. And let's see where he ends up. Obviously, Sonra, we saw a change of the championship lead last week. Oh, and he backs out. Callum Anderson backs off and is not setting this lap. So, was that just like a warm-up lap for him? I'm not quite sure. But he
Difficult to
definitely...
say.
Very difficult to say, actually. Luke Baker, though, goes 7th fastest. We did see... what did I wanted to say, Sonny? We did see a championship lead change last week when Paul Farthing took the lead in the championship after Stewart's report, which promoted him up to P2, which destroyed Tim's streak of second places. Paul Farthing, oh my goodness, talking about him.
Oh,
19.2 on the medium compound. That's a very strong lap. 2 tenths faster than Tim Bruce-Dalins, who is on the soft compound. So a really, really strong lap from the championship leader here. And yes, remember he got promoted up to P2. So Tim Bruce-Dalins actually hasn't got a clear streak of second places now anymore.
I, you gotta excuse me. I just noticed Tyler Thomas's comment in the stream chat there. Oh, weather can go screw itself. So, Yeah, obviously he's then talking, like we can see Thomas Jewell saying that earlier on too, that it's apparently gonna be a wet race, Felix.
Oh, I actually thought differently because drivers are. Yeah, maybe Sunray. We could see like a wet, dry start, but a wet end to the race. That could be the case. I mean, we've got a few people who have put their best laps on the medium compound in, so
Well, they
that's going to be
might have
interesting to
not
see.
noticed. Yeah, I don't have a good response to that, but they might have just not noticed because, well, Tyler Thomas is certainly not happy about the weather, at least.
Oh no, Yestin has run out of fuel right before the end of his lap. Don't know if that would have been an improvement or anything, but he comes into the pit lane
Well,
and
Yanni Batika has improved at least with a 1:11.8.
Hayden Novak comes across the line, goes 12th fastest so far. We still got three people who haven't set their laps, all three inside the pit lane still. Going on board with Jessica Harrison for a moment, I think she's using automatic ERS modes, which won't be helpful, definitely not.
Could be, but I believe she's on an in lap.
Yeah, but still, she is in
Yeah, she is.
hot lap ERS mode, so let's go on board with Thomas MacGyver, who managed to not only bounce back, but to take the win in Monaco, actually. So great race from him there, taking his first victory of the season. And oh, he slightly taps the wall right there and damages his front wing. That will not help his lap time, as Eric put in the chat a few minutes ago. Oh, my favorite nationalities in commentary. So every Norwegian and German in the chat can be pleased now. We discussed this earlier. I mean, Sondre and me, we are really an odd commentator duo. I mean, a German and a Norwegian commentating over an international league. That's you don't see that too often, do you? But I think.
Well,
Oh,
now you do have a point there. You do have a point, but international though, gotta mix it up a little then.
Yeah, of course.
And,
I mean, we can't do our job that badly. Otherwise, we would have been kicked out of commentary already.
Corruption. I'll make sure that doesn't happen.
All right, so our spot as the commentators is saved. as a quick, I just want to say greetings to Brandon Glover, who left commentary after round one, saying that F3 is a very boring division. And now look, we're here and didn't have a single bad race all season long since we started commentating.
It's pretty much been gold every week.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a single boring race. It's actually incredible. And right now we are waiting for someone to
his lap.
do that. Maybe
Callum.
Yeah, Callum could start his lap now. I hope he does.
Yeah, I think he might be, or he might go in to put on a new set before he does his last try.
Yep, he does complete the speeds into the pit lane, but let's see what Luke Baker does. He puts it down to non-ERS mode. So, Hayden Novak might be on a lap though, Sondre. If you might want to take over.
I believe both these McLarens are on laps actually.
Yeah, he is 5 tenths up.
Which is not a good thing for Billy, as he's behind his teammate.
He should have left more space though.
Yeah, he should have, because Hayden is also on a lap. And this is
this is
just painful,
not helping anybody. I mean, Hayden gets the pressure from behind and Billy just gets held up in front of him, and now they're going too wide, coming down into the hairpin. That is not the best communication going on between the two McLarens right there. That's very, very poor.
It is painful to watch their teammates. It definitely is. They're both on laps, and they're close to each other. And Hayden is gonna complete his lap. Billy looks like he's gonna complete his lap too. They can't be improving their laps with this. Or, well, Hayden improved slightly.
Yeah, Billy didn't have a lap so far. Paul Farthing, oh my goodness me, he just went fastest by 7/10 of a second. Yestin, in the meantime, I'm sorry that I didn't realise, but he's done a great job. He's currently up to P3, which is a very good thing.
Just to answer Mr. Chris Ryan, I believe. Sounds familiar. Isn't that convicts? I'm not completely sure right now. But yes, assists are allowed in this tier. It is actually in every tier. But certain assist isn't allowed in the top tier though.
Yeah, Tom Joe currently on a lap. Hopefully this is going to be a good one. He's currently down to P11. So I'm sorry that I quickly had to drink something, but my throat was very dry. Otherwise I couldn't commentate properly. Comes out of the hairpin, down to the final two corners, turns 13 and 14. Actually, in Formula 1, that little kink after the hairpin, which is turn 12, that little kink. No, I'm sorry, the hairpin is turn 11, but that little kink towards the left is actually turn 12 then. Those last two corners are turn 13 and 14. Tom Joe improves and goes 9th fastest for the moment. Not too bad for the Mercedes driver. Tim Brosdalen's out on an outlap. Thomas MacGyver goes completely off the track at the hairpin. And Callum Anderson is preparing as well. Paul Farthing has come into the pit lane and stays there, it seems like. But Sondre, if you want to take over what Tim does real quick.
Well, right now I am following Jessica as she is about to finish her lap. On all tires, unfortunately. I think she might have forgotten to switch them in the pit, but she is going over the line to put up a 1.1 second improvement there, so...
And she beats Jeremy Pope, who was retired from the session early on. So she definitely won't start last. Who knows, Sondre? We might have I don't think that it's going to be easier for her due to the fact that we've got rain in this session, most likely. From what the drivers have said.
I gotta admit, I feel bad for her.
Yeah, I do as well.
We had rain yesterday in F1, and well, you of all people know how badly it went for me. It didn't take more than a couple of laps before I managed to do 3 front wing changes and then ended up being lapped, and then after that I just kind of gave up and functioned a little more like a Jeff to you others. But nonetheless, though, Tim is going to be crossing the line in a moment. And
not a major improvement, but a bit. That may be enough for P2 for the moment. Thomas MacGyver has invalidated his lap. It seems like no, he hasn't, but he just backed off and gave his teammate Callum a bit of a slipstream. So Anderson is coming down into the last chicane off turns 13 and 14. He comes around those. If he doesn't track extend, that should be an improvement for him. Thomas cuts the corner to maybe give him a bit of a toe again. Yes, he does. Callum gets P3.
Well, you never know how much that slipstream helped him, but Thomas sure as hell did give his effort to help Callum clinch
Craig Woolley, the final driver to come across the line. Where will he be on the grid? It's only P12 for the Haas driver, but definitely better than starting last without a lap being set from himself. But there you have it. That's quali done. But just keep in mind, it seems like it's going to be a dry quali session. So a wet race session, I'm sorry. So yeah, Paul Farthing takes a dominant pole position.
Oh, look at that. Remember who I mentioned for top 3 in quali?
Oh yeah, you've nailed it, Sondre, I'd say.
I
Paul
think
Farthing
I did, because I believe I said Paul, then Tim, then Callum. So that's the top 3, obviously. Then in 4th, there is...
Yestin. Great job from him. Great job, really.
He's only be able to pronounce that name, but...
Yestin is only 2 turns down on P3, so really good job in only a second race, as far as I'm concerned. Should be.
That should be his second race, you're right.
Monaco was his debut, I think, so yeah. And yes, we already have got rain. This is going to be an interesting one, Sondre. I'm really looking forward to this now.
I will have to say, Felix, it looks like they're a little more lucky than us, at least. This doesn't look like straight up heavy rain, at least.
That is
true.
But
it's definitely intermediates.
but I'm telling you
So it's
something.
gonna be interesting, and I gotta say though, for Jessica, I feel bad for her right now.
I really feel bad for her as
First
well.
league race, and she's ending up with Canada and wet weather. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, you're so close
Uh,
to the walls, and the rain doesn't really help, does it? And
it's definitely not a confident boost right now. No.
definitely not.
It
Um,
broke me yesterday. A guy who's been driving league races for years now.
oh, when Tyler
So.
Thomas says it's making them start on on dries. I'm sorry. And yeah, Paul Farthing has just
Oh,
spotted.
so it's
Oh
wet,
no.
but it's not wet
Yeah,
enough.
now I feel even more sorry for Jessica. I mean, this is just as bad as it can get, really.
Oh my god. It's one of those races. Well,
And
Felix,
we
if you want
actually
to
got
run down the rest of the grid.
and we already have a spin from Tim. Tim Brusdale, it's a spun out of turn two. This is not going to be easy for the drivers, will it? But yeah, I will happily run down the grid. We've got Paul Farthing after taking a dominant pole position, the current championship leader in P1 again. So I thought it might be an advantage, but now it might be a disadvantage as well. Because he doesn't, because there is no real spray, so the clean air doesn't really bring that much. But he has the pressure that he has to make the first decision on track in terms of strategies. Then we've got Tim Brusdale, currently P3 in the championship fight. He is starting on the soft compound as well. As we've got Callum Anderson, former championship leader, currently in P2. In P3, we've got Yestin Rees Thomas, I think. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry for that pronunciation. I hope that's right, mate. But only in the second race, P4, really good starting position. Then we've got Thomas MacGyver, Monaco race winner on the medium compound. Then we have got Tom Spicer in the Haas. His brother is not here tonight, but he is still out there in his Haas. Then we've got Adam Corrigan
Adam.
in P7, then Tyler Thomas in P8, Tom Jewell in P9, all on softs. Then we've got Lou Baker inside the top 10 on the medium compound. Reese March will start in P11, was already lined up on the grid after contact. Then we've got Craig Woolley in P12 on a medium set. Then Johnny Bettico, I hope I said that right, in P13 ahead of Hayden Novak and Billy Mossam, the two McLarens, which really got in each other's way on their flying laps of qualifying. Then Jessica Harrison in P16 on the medium compound as well, and Jeremy Pope rounds off the grid in P17, shooting in the Williams. And we are now waiting for the lights to come on. Maybe this time the lights will actually go out when they are supposed to. Right now we are up to 5 red lights, but the drivers are not getting away now. We are going now, but no, we are not. Paul Farthing has jumped the start and he's got a time penalty.
Oh.
That is not good. And Yestin has had a great start. He's already up into P2, but there goes Callum Anderson. He spins round. Chaos at the back. A massive crash. Thomas MacGyver avoids everything quite nicely. I think that was caused by Callum Anderson for an aggressive move. And we have got a safety car and more contact made between Tom Spicer and Thomas MacGyver. I'm losing my voice already, and there's still contact between the two of them.
One corner, Felix. One corner.
One corner and my
car.
voice is pretty much gone.
And I feel I tried to have a look from the back, and I chose to look from Jeremy, and it looked like she and Jessica took it really cautious into turn one, and that looked like a good decision because ahead of them you could just see debris and cars all over the place. So I didn't get a view of what happened, but one corner and it's a safety car.
I actually did. I can summarize that quite quickly. I would love to have a replay right now, but that is not the case, sadly, on this game. But what happened was, Yestin had a great start, went side by side with Tim, who was struggling a bit for traction. And then Callum Anderson was behind both of them, but I think he slightly misjudged his braking. Went down the inside with a very opportunistic move down the inside of both of them. And he then obviously spun round because there was not enough space for him. Thomas MacGyver pits because of his front wing damage. Hayden Novak has had a great start as well, but he now has to pit as well. Oh no, he actually doesn't. He has gained 9 spots, so has his teammate. Tyler Thomas picks up a 5-second time penalty. And what happened then was Callum Anderson spun, and then basically everyone else went into the back of him and couldn't really avoid it. Thomas MacGyver avoided it quite nicely, but then he came together with, I think that was Tom Spicer afterwards. So they made contact when the safety car already was out. But now we've got a very interesting situation, Sonny. I mean, we've got many drivers in the pits. Thomas MacGyver lost 7 places already in the pits. Tom Spicer also 7 places already in the pits.
Of the drivers who has pitted, Felix, Gianni Betico has opted to go on the intermediates. And I gotta be honest, it is raining, but it doesn't look that wet. That I think that I don't know if it's gonna start raining more though, of course, but
that is a huge gamble
from him.
But Sonray, keep in mind, he is currently in last place of the drivers who are still in the race due to the fact that Tyler Thomas has left the session. Jessica got past Tom Joe, lets him back past though. And the thing is, he has not got much to lose, has he? I mean, that could be the strategic masterclass from him now. If it actually gets more wet, then he is definitely right up there because everyone else has to pit. He's definitely ahead of Paul Farthing when the safety car comes in, due to the fact that Paul Farthing has jumped the start. It's been a long time since I last seen that, and he is now a drive-through penalty to serve. Adam Corrigan picks up a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. That could be removed after the race, though.
Adam's had an amazing start, though. Look at that. He does have some wing damage, though. On the left-hand side, I can see that he's lost his end plate, so...
Okay, now I'm confused.
That could make it difficult for him.
So now I'm really confused. Thomas MacGyver was already in the pit lane. Now he is pitted again, but on the same compound of tyres, which without changing his front wing. And now he's stuck behind Tyler Thomas, who is a ghost car. And he just goes past him.
If he did he pit over to the mediums?
Yeah, he pitted from mediums to mediums again after he already made a pit stop on lap 1. Oh, and Johnny Batico has pitted again. He's gone back onto the dry tyres. Jeremy Pope, in the meantime, has done the opposite and has gone onto the inters. So it seems like Johnny Batico...
You can look at, if you look at Jeremy, you can see why Johnny has done it. It does not look like Jeremy has a lot of brake.
He didn't feel confident that those tyres were the right choice for the moment. But Sondra, keep in mind, how many 5-second penalties will we still get under the safety car? I mean, guys, just keep it between the white lines, and please, Jeremy, keep it on the track. Don't spin round. But yeah, Sondra, keep in mind, we still have the race leader to serve his drive-through penalty. Safety car coming in this lap. Johnny Batico picks up a 5-second time penalty as well. So the Stewards will have a lot to do, but most people will serve them. But let's see how that goes.
Let's see it on.
So I quickly have to drink something to be prepared for this.
If the car is in the pit lane now.
Paul Farthing controls the pace. Will he dive into the pits immediately? No, he won't. Oh, he slips out wide. He nearly spins the car around. He loses it, and Tim White goes into the side of him. And Adam Corrigan could be leading. No, it's Hayden Novak going side by side. We have another safety car. Or do we? No, it just still says safety car.
I don't think we do, but look at this though, Adam has outbraked himself.
Oh yeah, he's gone off the track, he's lost front wing as well. Yestin goes up into P2 and could be the effective leader when Tim loses his spot due to the front wing damage he's got. Oh, and there's been another spin. No, Yestin has spun. Yestin has spun round. I think there's been contact with Billy Mossam. Hayden Novak goes back up into P3. Adam Corrigan back up to P2. That's some massive chaos going on right now. In the back we've got Callum Anderson cutting through the field. He was pretty much last, and now he's already up back into P3 without any front wing damage. What is this race? So much chaos right now. Adam Corrigan still in P2 with his front wing damage. Tim in P1 with his front wing damage. A lot of drivers, and we've got another yellow flag. Drivers are dropping down left, right and centre. We've got a half spun round. That is Tom Spicer. We see Paul Farthing has lost out massively, but I don't think he's lost front wing. There goes Reese March down the inside of him, and the Ferrari of Luke Baker going a bit wide. Reese March still side by side with Paul Farthing. He gets him back on the traction. He still has the surface drive-through penalty, and this is chaos at its best. Callum Anderson will be in the lead now as Tim Rosales has to pit because of his front wing after Farthing's spin. And we've got many people in the pit lane now. But Zodre, how did this happen? I mean, Callum Anderson caused the mayhem on lap 1 and now he's in the lead.
I don't know what to tell you. I think it's a mixture of the weather and the drivers just really struggling with grip. You saw Paul Farthing, obviously he just spun out, and then I don't know. I have a feeling it's a lot. It has. Oh, as I see, who was that? Who was that in the wall there?
Oh no, Jessica! I just wanted to compliment her on being P7. He went into the wall. She went into the wall. Clipped the wall with her front wing. Lost her front left end plate. She's still up into P8 though. So fair play to her. Currently, we've got a few retirements now already.
Craig Woolley further up the road. He had some time with the wall too, and he has lost a massive amount of wing from that. So
Tom Joe is on Inters, has spun and retired from the session.
Everyone is struggling.
Yeah, everyone is struggling.
Looks like
massively.
He has no idea where to brake right now.
I'm telling you what, Sondre. Currently, Jessica Harrison, as Craig Woolley goes into the pit lane, as you said, he's got front wing damage. Jessica Harrison, currently in P9. She will get promoted up into P8 now, probably. Yes, she will. She's got front wing damage, but we already only have 13 drivers left in this race. We've got so many people going off the track. Same with Johnny Betico. He spins round.
I just don't think there is any grip from Felix. Look at this. Paul Farthing, he's in the pit. He's got on to the intermediates. He's one of the usual front runners. So I think this says how much they're struggling with the grip, Felix.
Yeah, everyone is struggling massively. But I tell you something. What I wanted to say, Sondra, just a quick note as Reece March got past Luke Baker right here, up into P4 for the Racing Point driver. Jess actually could get points when we already only have 13 drivers left in this race on lap 6. There are more retirements, and there are only 10 people left or small contact made. She just needs to finish the race.
Look at this, Luke Baker on Reece Martin. Is he going to take it into the wall of Champion Chicane? He's going to have to tuck in behind for now.
Oh, Hayden Novak goes into the pit lane.
And the question is then, is that going to be for a set of inters?
I don't know, Sonny. It still looks not that wet, gotta say. It just looks like
if you look in turn 1 and 2 now, it looks like it has started to rain more, I think.
Yeah, but if you go
look at that Hayden Novak also over to the intermediates.
But Sondre, just wait. Let me quickly get the gap to the leaders, and then we can see how much they are gaining or losing. It doesn't look like they're massively gaining or anything, but it doesn't look like they're massively losing either.
Craig Woolley is gaining a small amount of time on Johnny Betico, and Craig is actually gaining more time now. But I don't know. No, Betico has a little wing damage, but not a lot. Craig Woolley with a big slide and almost losing it there.
That's just Paul Farthing currently 31.9 seconds behind the leader. Let's keep an eye on that. If that would change.
Oh, well, Billy Musson down the inside on Jessica in the hairpin.
And he makes the move.
Gets ahead of Jessica then.
We could see a move from Paul Farthing for P11 right here. Championship leader. Has to make up ground. Yes, he goes for a late dive. That's very aggressive, but he keeps it clean. Craig Woolley makes it fair as well. Johnny Betico has spun again. And both have gained a spot again now. Callum Anderson in the pit lane. What happened there?
Callum does not have wing damage.
Is he pitting?
No, wait, he started on softs. Alright, so it's definitely gonna start to rain more soon because he's gone on to a new set of softs. Which means that he probably couldn't take his soft any further, and he's just now hoping that these can last until it's wet enough. Although looking at the guys on the intermediates right now.
It is definitely a very chaotic race.
Wasn't well now Callum was in the lead, wasn't he?
Currently, the leader, Thomas MacGyver, has got 2 pit stops. The only person out on track without a single pit stop is Jessica Harrison on her debut of league racing. That is actually incredible. I'll tell you what, if she gets points right here, she's getting in the interviews. I don't care what you say, but currently we've got only a fight for P2 going on right now, it seems like, and Paul Farthing is losing time to Thomas MacGyver, so it seems like...
look at this. Callum passing Jessica on the straight.
It seems like those Sondra, currently the mediums aren't really quicker than the dries aren't really slower than the inters at the moment, because Paul Farthing is not really gaining. Hayden Novak goes into the pit lane. Yeah, I was struggling for words for a second. He goes back onto slicks. Hayden Novak goes back onto the slicks. It's a very, very difficult situation for all the drivers. Tim Bruce-Dalen's right behind Tom Spicer right now. He will try to make the best out of the situation of the bad situation of Paul Farthing. Tim goes down the inside and makes the move stick. He loses the rear though. Can Tom Spicer fight back because of that? No, he can't. Will he go for a late move? He's in non-ERS mode at the moment. Will he go up? No, he won't. He stays behind and accepts the fact that Tim is just that little bit quick at the moment. And Tim is doing a good job of damage limitation right now of this chaotic race. And Paul Farthing still down into P9 and looking at the gap to the leader. It's getting
look at
bigger.
this, Luke Baker looking for a move on Reese March. He can't get it done though, but look at this. Reese has had a horrible exit from the Wolf Championship.
Yeah, huge tank slapper.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think that might have something to do with his tires. 8-lap-old soft tires now.
Yeah, look at Tim. Tim is closing up massively as well. I think Reese March should think about a pit stop. Both are losing the rear end massively. That could be a move from Tim. Yes, he goes for a move up into P3, podium paying positions for Tim. Bruce-Dalen.
Tim is on a charge today.
Yeah, and let's look at Tom Spicer. Will he go for a move on Reese March? Oh, Billy thinks about it.
Billy was thinking about it there.
Gets a good run. Reese March gets a horrible run. Can Billy get both positions here? He definitely can get one, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's going to be difficult to get Spicer in this corner, but it gets Reese though. Reese is just on dead tires now. He's got to have to pit.
Yeah, look at Tim. He's catching massively. He could be in the lead within a few laps, but currently...
You're talking about damage limitation right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a charge.
The drivers fighting in the championship, he's quite far ahead of Callum and the Paul, so...
Yeah, and there he goes up into P2. How many overtakes were that now within like 2 laps or something? 3 or 4? That's great stuff from Tim.
4, I think, around there.
And Luke Baker stays out. What does Reese March do? He dives into the pit lane.
Billy though, Billy Tom into turn 1.
Oh, don't make contact. They make contact. Oh no!
Oh, and
front wing damage.
To the back of Tom there.
Front wing damage.
I don't know. I think Billy might have been a little too aggressive there because Tom also had DRS on the car ahead of him, which then Billy didn't gain as much as he could have on the straight there. And I think he went for the move a little desperately. I don't think he should have gone for it.
Paul Farthing was in the pit lane. He's dropped out of the points again. He pitted back onto slick tires. Sandra, I had that on previous F1 games, where it was in that state of weather all race long, and you just couldn't go on the inters because they were slower, but it was so slippery on the slick tires. There goes Billy Mossam round the outside into turn 11. Can he make the move stick? He's still round the outside. He holds it quite nicely and gets a great traction. What a great move from Billy. He's up into P4 right now. A great job going around the outside there and getting the move done. Fair play to Tom Spicer as well, who left enough space and kept it fair.
Oh, but look at this though. Tom Spicer comes back at me. Tom Spicer breaks too late. And thank God that Luke saw his arrow there, I guess, and was aware, because he then prevented the both of them from crashing there. Props to Luke for
Yes.
that. But Tom, though, he is slipping
Still
away from
side
these
by
two.
side between Luke and Billy. Can Billy get a good exit now? Yes, he can. He goes side by side with the Ferrari driver. Will he actually go for the move? Yes, he will. Luke Baker watches out, leaves enough space, and they keep it clean. Reece March, in the meantime, has gone past Jessica Harrison, and Hayden Novak has just gone past Craig Woolley, who's went into the pit lane to put on another set of slicks now. I think he switches back onto them. I think pretty much everyone realised now that the Inters are just not working, but it's a very odd race for everybody, obviously.
I can tell you, Felix, like you said, we've had races like this before. I've had it, well, not too recently, but I've had it on this game, and ooh, Paul Farding spin a little into the wall. I think he's lost an end plate, which is not a good thing for him. But yeah, I've had this kind of race not too long ago, and it is absolutely just horrible because the Inters overheat and the dry tires, they just get too cold. You don't get the heat into them.
Oh, and that's off the track from Paul Farthing. He has to let
And
him go again.
you're just lacking grip no matter what tires you're on, pretty much.
Yeah, Billy Mossam in the pits. His mediums were only 7 laps old, so that might be because of a front wing change. But for Paul Farthing, everything has gone wrong. What actually possibly could go wrong, I think. I mean, he jumped the start, got a drive-through penalty. Now he gambled onto Indus, didn't work out. Had to pit back onto slicks, and now has got front wing damage yet again. He goes side by side. That move won't work around the outside.
He's had to cut the chicane, and he's now trying, but
maybe down the inside.
As he dives down the inside, but he's gonna have to take that position, or has he baited Hayden into a mistake? Oh, I think Hayden almost spun it there.
Yeah, that was really close, but that was more or less of a half-hearted move there from Farthing. He didn't really commit to the move.
Well, I think he kind of just tried to bait Hayden into making a mistake for then him to, like he did here. Hayden has done a mistake here. He's tried to go defensive, and now Paul has just probably mugged him off on the exit, pretty much.
Yeah, I sadly didn't catch that because I was looking at Johnny Bettico because he was still out on Inters. He is lapped though, so his race is pretty much over. But Billy Mossam is really close to Reece March now. Both have recently pitted, and Billy has come out behind the racing point again. Can he go down the inside into here? That's a very aggressive move. They're going side by side. That usually doesn't work. They leave each other enough room though. Reece March has to slightly cut the chicane. That's all right though. And Billy Mossam gets the move done. A very nice move again from Billy Mossam, and that's been a spin, and that should be Tim. It is Tim. He's lost front wing, and he's round. We were complimenting him so much. His race was so good until that point, and now his championship rival Callum Anderson will go past him on this straight with his front wing damage. Oh no, Tim has had such a great race so far. They're still going side by side, but he gets pushed off. And that is so unfortunate. We've got a McLaren spun round. That's Hayden Novak. He's gone into the wall as well. Front wing damage for him. But that is so unfortunate from Tim as Callum goes wide and Tim nearly gets the place back. I am pretty sure Tim has to pit though. I mean, look at his left part of his front wing. That's pretty much just a blank.
It's going to be useless to try to drive around with that.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate for Tim.
I gotta say though, Felix, I felt bad for us yesterday with our weather, but I feel so much worse for these guys.
Yeah,
these
absolutely.
These are just the most horrible conditions there is. And you can never really be sure if you're on the right tires for the time being. Yeah. And look at that. Batico is in the pit again. Is he gonna go back to slicks, or Luke Baker almost hits the wall? Tim is back onto a new set of mediums though. Gonna Batico also over to a set of medium tires. Interesting to see though, Felix. Luke Baker, he chose to go on the hards earlier. The hards is pretty much a useless tire on this track.
I wouldn't say
these
useless.
Conditions, well, it is normally, trust me. I've even got a podium on this track using the medium hard strategy, and like still after that the hards are useless. They are horrible to be on. But in this case, they might not be that bad because of the temperature. With probably you're gonna struggle with the soft and mediums a little bit more than usual, and I think the hards aren't gonna drop off as much as the softer tires. So right now it's interesting to see what Luke is doing.
I still wouldn't say they're useless. I mean,
Felix,
I
get out of here. They're useless.
I did use them as well for a one stop, and it actually worked. And many people were on the hards, and those were actually alright. But let's get away from that topic. You are right there that the hards could really be a good decision here for these conditions. But let's just keep in mind, Thomas MacGyver is leading this race with a 14.9-second gap. He's got his maiden victory of this season last week in Monaco. And now he's leading the race on medium tyres with a missing left end plate. And he has got a massive gap to P2. If he doesn't do anything wrong and if no safety car comes out, he should have that win secured.
Considering that, Felix, it is actually quite interesting to see, because we know that last season the Alfa Romeo of Tine Halvorsson and Bjorn Langfield was dominant, and they took a lot of the wins. And this season we have a new couple in the Alfa, Thomas and Callum, and if Thomas wins today, then the Alphas has won 4 out of 5 races this season.
Yeah, that is a really, really good
Alpha
statistic.
LP?
Yeah,
Question mark?
pretty much. I mean, Thomas MacGyver stepped up his game after making multiple mistakes in the first 3 rounds, but like we already discussed, he's got the win in Monaco. Right now on his way to get the next win. And
I'm not sure who
it
you're
seems like
on board with right now, Felix, but I will have to tell you that Tim is now on a new charge, and
I'm
he's right
actually
on the back
looking at
of
him right now.
Reese March now. Tim with a
And
new front wing. He's been setting purple sectors lately now, I noticed too.
it's Andre, I tell you what, if Thomas MacGyver goes on with these kind of results, he might still be in the championship fight. I mean,
Definitely.
he is currently only in P4. He is 33.5 points down. But
I think
right now, he would catch up so many points to P1 in the championship, which is Paul Farthing. As Tim goes around the outside on the straight of Reese March, that looked like a fairly easy move. But Paul Farthing is only down into P8. Callum Henderson pits right now. So he would gain massive amount of points.
Felix, that Tim and Callum, they're on they're both on pretty fresh sets of mediums right now, and I'm not completely sure, but I think I can remember that the mediums can go for about 20 laps time at max. I think.
They can around that.
Which means that Tim and Callum are both going to the end now, and considering their positions and gap further up ahead, I think that's going to be the problem for Thomas. He might be able to get another win, but I think Tim and Callum and Paul they're going to always be up there, that it's going to be hard to catch up even if you win.
Yeah, that actually might be the case. You've got a point there. But
Billy too, for that matter, actually.
Just keep in mind, with these conditions, it seems like the drivers are now getting used to the conditions and it's getting better for them. But still, it's very tricky and it's so easy to make a mistake as Callum Anderson flies past Reese March as well, only 1 lap later after Tim has made the move on March, and now Anderson makes the move. And in the background, just that little bit further away, we can see that Paul Farthing is in P8 right there. And we've got a few pit stops done
now. He opens for a new front wing.
Tom Spicer and Craig. And we've got a safety car. And
Craig
that,
Woolley?
where
Is he
was that?
crashed?
That in the hairpin. He
Oh,
crashed into the hairpin. That's what I meant, Solveig. The drivers are getting used to the conditions, but they're still so tricky. Oh, his car's flipped, isn't it? It looks like his car's flipped and upside down.
I did not manage to see where his car was standing.
Let's go on board with
But
uh,
nonetheless, though, this
just quickly go on board with Billy Mossam. I think his car, it's now been removed, but I can see now if it actually was flipped in the barrier. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was upside down in the barrier.
Though. Well, I was about to say that this is perfect for Thomas as he's coming into the pit now, but
it definitely is.
Obviously, with the kind of gap he had, it's more like horrible for Thomas, to be fair.
Yeah, but remember what you said was correct. That they actually he had to make a pit stop and Tim didn't. And now remember the pit stop was longer due to his front wing change. So Tim might have gone past Thomas if it wasn't for the safety car. Billy won't take the lead now because Thomas has got the shorter run down to the second corner.
The thing is, though,
so he
Callum,
maintains the lead.
I'm sure that Callum is getting to the end. I'm pretty sure that Tim is going to be able to drag his tires to the end too, but Billy's tires? They're a little bit older than Tim's, and I think those tires are definitely going to be shredded at the end. I'm a little unsure if you can actually take the mediums. How many laps would it be? 22 laps?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Reece March had a similar amount of laps on those medium tyres, and he went into the pits because he had the gap. Billy decided not to pit. His decision came down to the track position, to keep the track position, to stay in P2, and be able to defend and not overtake other drivers.
This is interesting, Felix. You did say that the drivers were getting used to the conditions, and Craig Woolley has just said in the live stream chat that his controller disconnected, so I don't think he did any mistakes or something. I just think, well, his controller disconnected, and he was unlucky in that way.
Yeah, that would explain why his car, like, that's an odd place to crash so far back, because the runoff area is quite big, and to flip your car upside down you need to have a really high amount of speed going into the barrier, and that would actually explain why his speed was so high. Probably in the middle of, or right before the braking zone, his controller disconnected and the AI couldn't slow the car down anymore. But currently we've got Thomas McGyver on his way for his second win in a row with a full front wing now and a fresh set of mediums. He can go to the end. Billy Mossam on 8 lap old mediums. That is going to be a stretch till the end to make these tires work.
It's gonna be difficult for him, I think. I think even Tim with his 6 lap old mediums now, he's gonna feel it at the end.
Yeah, Tim Brosdalen's also with quite a big stretch. I think Callum Anderson should be safe with only 3 laps on those tires.
Sure.
Tom Spice is definitely safe as well. Only 2 laps on those tires. Reece March only just pitted. Luke Baker pitted. Paul Farthing pitted. Hayden Novak is on 6 lap old mediums. That could be a bit of a stretch as well. Jessica Harrison on 8 lap old mediums. Same with Billy Mossam. That might be a stretch for her. And then we've got Adam Corrigan in P11 on 3 lap old mediums. So I think Jessica has got chances for a podium because for points. Johnny Bettico is more than a lap down, so he's out of contention for this race.
Oh, it's actually between the 2 Irish
But yeah, Adam
Irish
Corrigan
man and Irish woman for the last point right now.
Yeah, Adam Corrigan will be on the attack right after the safety car comes in. It doesn't come in this lap yet. It still stays out for 1 more lap, and Adam Corrigan has just passed Jessica already. I think Jessica might have made a mistake, and Adam has gone past. Yeah.
Well, if she made a mistake, she hasn't lost any front wing at least.
And Luke Baker pits. He's changing front wing. He's made contact with Reese March, I think.
Oh, and Luke Baker onto the soft tires?
Oh, I don't know if that was actually planned to go on the softs.
I'm not sure if those gonna be enjoyable to be on in the end.
Will his teammate be in front of him though? Could be close. Yes, he will.
Adam is ahead. What about Jessica? She is behind.
Sandra, I'll tell you what, I'm putting my money on the points position for Jessica here. I mean, I definitely can see someone else retiring from this race or leaving the session already. And I can actually see her getting
Luke,
points.
Though, which is in a questionable position right now. Those soft tires, they aren't gonna be fun at the end. And to be honest, there's still 13 laps. I don't know if he can take those soft tires that long, actually.
That is true.
And with a safety car restart and still these conditions, I can see an incident in
safety car in this lap as expected.
I'll be keeping my eyes on the back of the field, Felix.
Yeah, I will watch Thomas MacGyver restarting this race. He's weaving massively, slowing the drivers down. That's what you are supposed to do as well. So no blame on him at all. That's what you should do actually. So currently we are not gone yet in terms of pace. Thomas MacGyver is still in the lead. He's still controlling the pace. Craig Woolley meanwhile has said his AI never got activated, and Thomas MacGyver is not going yet. He's waiting quite a long time. He's still not going. He's slowing the field down massively. And now he is. Now he's going. He's made a very, very good restart in my opinion. Sondre, if you could keep an eye on the back. We've got Tim under pressure from Callum Anderson. He stays behind for first though. We've got Reese March going side by side with Paul Farthing, who tries to make a move for P6 on in terms of positions. He can't get the move done just yet. Still side by side. Reese March, and then we've got Callum Anderson going side by side as well with Tim Bruce Dalens, who is managing to keep the position. Paul Farthing got the position from Reese March. He's made the move stick. Then we've got Spicer being under threat from Paul Farthing as well. He's had a brilliant restart so far. That safety car pretty much saved him after his horrible race so far until this point. Callum Anderson went for a very aggressive dive bomb into turn 3 that was. And he made slight contact with Tim Bruce Dalens, but there was no damage made. Billy Mossam already lost 2.9 seconds to Thomas MacGyver. He is running away with it at the moment as the drivers are coming down. Oh, and Tim brakes too late and hits the rear of Billy Mossam, who loses two places. And Tim has got massive front wing damage. Another mistake from the Renault driver, who is currently still in P2 in the championship. And now we've got a huge train of cars. Tim probably has to pit. Tim Bruce Dalens dives into the pit lane. Yes, he does. And that has not been a good restart for the German as well. He's going to drop down massively, and that's not going to help his championship chances as Billy Mossam tries to get back past Callum Anderson. Callum Anderson goes off the track.
Paul Farthing has gone into half spin trying to overtake Tom Spicer, but look at this though, Billy and Callum now.
Yeah, still scrapping it away. No position change made though. Paul Farthing maybe down the inside of Reese March. No, he backs out and thinks better of it. We've got a pretty hectic safety car restart. And right now we've got Tim Dalens coming out of the pits. He's down into P11. Now behind Jessica Harrison, who is already 12.3 seconds down on P9. But we've got Billy Mossam trying to get
wing. I noticed, Felix. So,
yeah,
her restart wasn't the best.
Billy Mossam though is trying to get the place back, which he lost because of Tim Bruce Dalens braking too late and hitting his rear wing. Let's see if he can actually get a good exit. But Callum Anderson seems to be really strong on those, even though Billy has made some nice overtakes on out of the traction zones. But here comes Paul Farthing. Maybe again a move on Reese March down the inside. He moves to the inside line. Will it be a solid move from him? No, he backs out. Contact, not much space given between the two of them, but still with a lot of respect they fight each other. And I think Paul Farthing wanted to let Reese March back through, But Reece March basically got brake checked by Paul Farthing. Now they're going side by side with Adam Corrigan. And Adam Corrigan now under pressure from his teammate Luke Baker, who is on the soft compound. Now Paul Farthing goes side by side with Reece March. Can they keep it clean? Paul Farthing gets the position and Reece March has got front wing damage. I think what happened was, Sondre, I think Paul Farthing overtook Reece March off the track, so he had an illegal overtake. Wanted to give Reece March that place back and then tried to slow down, but Reece March obviously didn't expect it.
On Reece March, he's going to overtake Reece March on this DRS straight. What about Luke Baker?
Not yet. Reece March fights it. Side by side, and Adam spins around. No, he saves it. Really well held by the Ferrari driver. That is very hectic so far, but yeah, sorry if I just can't keep on going with my sentence. I just wanted to finish as a battle interrupted us. I think he slowed down and Reece March didn't.
Interrupt you again now as Billy is under pressure from Tom Spicer, Felix.
Oh yeah, side by side into the last chicane. Billy with the switchback, can he make it stick? Still side by side, Billy is slow though.
Spicer has DRS and he's got but Billy dives it down the inside and goes way too deep and into Tom Spicer on track there again. That is not a pretty moment, Billy.
Yeah, I think that was an illegal overtake. I mean, he went off the track with off-foot tyres, so that was an illegal move, definitely. But yes, Andre, maybe now I can get my sentence done as Reece March has dived into the pit lane. Just comes out in P10 or 11. It's going to be pretty close with Jessica Harrison, who's coming around turn 2 right now. Reece March keeps P10. But yeah, Paul Farthing's tried to slow down to let Reece March through, which Reece March obviously didn't expect. So it felt like a brake check for him. But right now, again, Paul Farthing is setting up a move on Tom Spicer. That's a pretty easy one. He goes past him, back up into P4. And that is a really good damage limitation done by Paul Farthing, the current championship leader, who's still losing out to Callum Anderson and Thomas McIver right now, though, as Thomas McIver's in the lead by 3.1 seconds. But here goes Paul Farthing down the inside of Billy Mossam. He doesn't even have to dive. Billy lets him go through, but no! Billy breaks too late and puts Paul Farthing into the wall. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Billy went into the pit lane.
Can't even drive into the pit where he stands, I think, and he's continuing. But look at that damage for Paul, though.
Yeah, that's massive. That's massive, and that was why Billy didn't defend. Definitely, that wasn't on purpose from Billy Mossam, but it was his responsibility because he didn't slow enough down for the pit lane. He tried to go into the pit lane.
No, but it was clumsy.
And Paul Farthing goes off the track, loses another spot to Adam Corrigan. A great job from the Ferrari drivers, who are currently up into P4 and 5. And Hayden Novak probably will get past Paul Farthing now as well. He's got massive amounts of front wing damage. I was just complimenting him, but then Billy Mossam just slammed into the rear of the Mercedes driver and the championship leader. A horrible race right now for him as he gets overtaken.
He's trying to defend against Hayden Novak, but he just doesn't have the downforce now.
He's got the straight line speed though. Looks like Hayden Novak
into the hairpin, and Hayden takes it away from Farthing here.
Some more contact.
Let's hope that nothing goes wrong this time. I'm pretty sure Paul is going to go into the pit.
Yes, he does.
And Hayden continues in 6th place though.
Wait a moment, we've got someone on the Inters. That's Jessica Harrison, currently in P11. She's got nothing to lose. So she's decided to go onto the intermediate compound. I don't think that will be quicker or that will help in any way. Reece March gets promoted back up to P8. Tim Rosdalens has pitted once again. So he's not even gaining anything on Paul Farthing in terms of championship points.
For soft tires this time.
Maybe he had front wing damage.
Soft is going to go to the end now.
And we've got P1 and P2. Is Tim P2 in the championship right now? I think he is. But we
I believe
definitely...
Tim is P2 behind Paul Foding, yeah,
Yeah,
so
so we've got
ahead of
the
Callum.
championship leader and the guy in... No, the guy third in the championship, 0.5 seconds behind Callum Anderson, actually. Tim is third. They are down into P9 and P10. That's perfect for Callum Anderson and Thomas MacGyver as well, who is obviously trying to get back into that championship fight as he picks up a 3-second time penalty. I don't know how the situation is in terms of time penalties, but currently
No
he's got a
idea.
2.9-second lead.
But yeah, a small update for you here.
Hayden
Paul
Novak.
Foding is leading the championship by 3 points to Callum, so Callum is going to take the lead after today.
Yeah.
If it stands like this, then Tim is in third and Thomas is in fourth, then Billy.
Hayden
So
Novak
Thomas
goes
is going to jump
for...
closer to.
Hayden Novak just went for a normal, regular pit stop onto a fresh set of softs, which I don't really understand because he didn't change the front wing. Does he come out in front of Tim? Only just behind him. He was side by side with him. Tim kind of pushed him off the track there a little bit, but I don't think he had to leave the space. I think that was all fair enough between the two. So now P8 and P9 for Farthing and Bruce Naylands. And Jessica Harrison has pitted back onto the soft. Is Johnny Bettico actually still in the race? I think he actually is, even though
He
he's
is.
so
He is.
far down.
He
He's still
is
doing his
trying
laps.
his
Fair
best,
play.
I will have to say. To be fair, he might be P12, he might be left, but he's giving it his best effort, and sometimes
And
you
Luke
can't
Baker's
expect more
pitted.
than that.
Luke Baker's pitted. Billy Mossam gets past. Luke Baker's not changed front wing. I think his tires wouldn't have lasted. So he decided to pit. Will Reese March get back past him now? I don't think he will. No, he won't maybe for a moment, but Luke has the shorter run. Paul Farthing with the fastest lap of the race.
Not too surprising there. Unless Tim can take it back from Paul.
Tim is currently losing more and more to Paul Farthing though. So I don't think he will be able to actually get the fastest lap of the race. Paul Farthing is catching up to Reese March though. We have no idea how it looks in terms of penalties. We definitely know Luke Baker has now got another 3-second time penalty. And Callum
Well,
Anderson, look at
I
him.
can
He's
tell
catching
you.
up massively right now.
Oh, you're right.
Only got 5 laps left in this race though, so it's going to be hard for him to actually catch up and still get past him.
Well, I would say normally I think Thomas and Callum would just switch it around if Callum is quicker, but right now Callum is going to pull away in the championship as it is, and with a win, Thomas is going to get really close to second and third in the championship.
And we've got a very close battle. Sorry to interrupt you, but there's Billy Mossam trying to go down the inside of Adam Corrigan. Adam Corrigan. He defends the outside line. Billy Mossam on the quicker tyre right now, and Adam Corrigan loses the car, saves it quite well, but loses the spot to the McLaren driver and is down into P5 for the moment. By the way, Sonny, Reese March has lost the place to Paul Farthing. I don't know if there was a mistake involved, but Paul Farthing is definitely up into P7 now. He was catching up massively, and now he's got the place as well. You don't sound too surprised, but real quick, gap between P1 and P2, the two alphas. Might there actually be a bit of team orders going on? Is Thomas MacGyver actually slowing down a little bit to maybe actually let Callum Anderson past?
I don't know. It's kind of what I said. Normally, I think they would do that, but right now, with Thomas having a great possibility to catch almost right up to Paul and Tim, I would assume that Thomas would be extremely keen on actually getting that win to close that gap. Callum is going to pull away, as I said anyway, so I don't know if there's going to be any team orders now. There might be.
Hopefully not. I would love to see a race for the race victory in the end. but I'm pretty sure we're not going to see that. I mean, they don't want to risk a 1-2 finish right here. But Callum Anderson is definitely catching up. And also, just wanted to say something, which I completely forgot. Ah, now I got it back. Tom Spicer currently in P3. Would that be his first podium in IRL?
Oh, I'm not completely sure. I know he's been up there in some 5th and 4th places, I believe, but it might actually be his first podium.
That
I'm
might be
not
the
sure.
case. But Sandra, I'm telling you what, Thomas MacGyver did defend from Callum Anderson, who's only 2 tenths behind now. So I think we might actually have a race for the win here in Canada between the two teammates who are currently leading the championship. Very fully deserved, obviously. They've shown some great pace, and they did as well, yet again, here in Canada. And they are on their way to fight for the race win. It's probably going to be a 1-2 between those. With who on top, though? That is the question. Tim picks up another 3-second time penalty. But let's see, hopefully, please, guys, keep it clean, don't crash. Bring that result home. It does not matter too much who is out on top. But
as
just keep it
long
clean.
as you get that 1-2.
Yeah, oh, whoa, that looked close between Callum and Thomas MacGyver. Callum seemed to have braked a bit later than Thomas. Will he actually be able to get a move done now?
I had a different camera angle.
Yeah, he goes round the outside. Callum Anderson for the race win. 3 laps before the end. He goes round the outside and takes the spot from his teammate. Will his teammate fight back though on the main straight? He defended the position. Oh, and he nearly loses the rear end. He saves the car though, and Callum Anderson takes the lead. 3 laps before the end. Only 2 laps to go now as they cross the line. Callum on 1 lap old. 1 lap older mediums than his teammate. But Thomas MacGyver is really struggling and he's spun.
No, Thomas.
Will Tom Spicer get him? Tom Spicer's really close now. Could Thomas MacGyver have got... Oh, I think we've...
looking at an opportunity for second placer now. Oh,
Thomas is struggling. Thomas is struggling massively. I mean, Sondre, I think I genuinely thought we would be past that stage of making mistakes every single race and ruining your own race with that from Thomas' point of view. But after Monaco, he didn't make a single major mistake in Monaco, but he does again in Canada, which might have cost him the race victory. And not only that, it might have cost him P2. For now, he still keeps the spot, but we still got 1 lap left.
Look at him, he's trying to push out of these corners, but...
Also, Luke Baker is setting up a move on his teammate, Adam Corrigan. He doesn't go for a move yet. Adam Corrigan has got front wing damage though. He doesn't let his teammate pass. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. That is Reese March, spun round. And he's got major front wing damage. He probably will bring that home still. But just a few laps before the end, he loses the spot. The 2 Ferraris are going at it. And Reese March has lost P8, I think it was, to Tim Mustanens now. Has got massive front wing damage. But here goes Luke Baker, maybe down the inside. It's the last lap. The 2 Ferraris are going for it. Adam Corrigan leaves enough space on the inside, but Luke doesn't really go for it. Can he get a good exit though? A lot of weird movement. And there he goes, Luke Baker with a good exit. He backs out though.
He backs out of it. Well, I think these two... Oh, Adam! Oh, that was close to the wall there for Adam.
I am watching.
Paul Farding, he sees an opportunity.
Oh, down the inside.
A little, but he's still there.
Side by side, keep it clean, lads. Last lap of this race. A lot of fights going on. We can't keep an eye on every single fight, but we've got this one definitely. A three-way fight for P5, and Paul Farthing makes the move stick. But let's just quickly hop on board with Tom Spicer. He's really close to Thomas MacGyver. Last lap of this race. Thomas has got the DRS. Adam Corrigan has lost the spot again, but here goes Tom Spicer, maybe round the outside. No, he thinks better of it. Backs out. Thomas MacGyver, can he now get a good exit? Tom Spicer, a really good exit. He goes side by side. They go side by side over the line. Who gets it? It is Thomas McIver by just less than half a tenth. That was so close. Paul Farthing. Fair play though. He goes down the inside. Luke Baker, that is really aggressive. They make contact. Both go into the wall. And oh my goodness. Oh no, they
What
crashed.
is happening? Luke Baker is out right before the line.
That is incredible.
Which means Tim jumps up a position. Reese is gonna incredibly somehow pick up a position with that front wing on the last lap.
Luke is still gonna get P10 here.
Yeah, he's gonna get P10, but he's not gonna be happy about that though.
Oh my goodness, but that was last lap. Incredible. Just incredible.
Oh, it was. As we are having Hayden Novak, the final car to cross the line.
No, everything's calming down a little bit again. I mean, what a hectic
Oh,
last
is
lap
it?
we've had.
Are you sure about that, Felix?
And
I'm not too sure.
which is, you know, what is really disappointing. Jessica Harrison finished P11 because she was lapped. If she wouldn't have been lapped, that would have been P10 for her and a single point in the championship.
More opportunities. More opportunities.
But fair play, she finished the race, her first ever league race, in such tricky conditions. Fair enough. And she hasn't come last. So fair play.
She hasn't come last.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny Bettico was still out on the track.
Yeah, true.
As we have it right here.
It is still an Alpha 1-2, even though Thomas almost gave it away in the end. But it is Callum Anderson with today's win and his third of the season, I believe. Really looking like he's the next driver to win the F3 title. With Tom Spicer in third, I believe that is his first podium. I'm not completely sure.
If you could just quickly suggest those 3 podium finishes, that would be really nice. Yeah, Adam Corrigan takes P4.
Adam Corrigan in. Yeah. I got interrupted there, Felix, so my bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I think it was just the delay which kind of got us talking in a weird, at the same moment basically.
But oh, you want me to suggest them?
Yeah, that would be really nice.
I forgot.
Our race winner.
I didn't really forget. I didn't actually hear it. Just realized. But let's see. So they are suggested, Felix.
That is really kind of you. Okay. I will do them myself then. But that is fine. That is fine, as we're just waiting for the drivers to join the podium interviews. After this thrilling race, yet again, F3 has delivered. Since round 2, we haven't had a single boring race, and that last lap was so intense. Yet again, amazing race from most of these drivers right here, as we are still waiting on Tom Spicer to join. But to the fact that we got both the Alfa Romeo drivers who took the 1-2 today are already in the party. We are going to start off, obviously, with the race winner. Callum, congratulations on another win in this F3 season. You're regaining your first spot in the championship, and it didn't look like you were going to win in even 10 laps before the end, but then suddenly you were catching your teammate massively, and you managed to pass him. Did you just suddenly find some pace, or were you holding it back? Yeah, we were watching that as you closed down the gap, and then 3 laps before the end, you made the move for the eventual race victory. And what were your thoughts in that moment when you actually caught up to Thomas? Were you more like in a cautious way of attacking, just to secure the 1-2 finish, or were you going for it in a way of all or nothing? Yeah, we did see a nice overtake there, and just you seem to have caused some mayhem on the first lap into turn one. It looked like you just slightly misjudged your braking in coming down into the first corner. Just talk us through that chaos of the first few laps, because obviously we just had a view of everyone and we couldn't even keep up with all that. All right. Yeah, I mean the safety car came out then 2 times again after that, um, and like, do you feel that a safety car which came out around 13 to 15 laps before the end really saved your race, because it didn't really look like you could actually be fighting for the race victory again? All right, but then the race victory is obviously even better, and as you regained the lead in the championship now, did you forget to put your mic on share? That is really unfortunate, but
God's sake.
it would be nice if you could just summarize that real quick again, what you've just said in general, just a quick recap of your whole race.
Yeah, right, so I got a decent start, and that Red Bull behind me got a pretty good start, and we're going 3 wide into turn one. And then I don't think there were enough room, and I spun around and caused that massive pile up. And then the safety car came out and sort of saved us, well, saved me really. And then, yeah, really, that's it.
All right, that is good to hear, though, that you've still managed to win this race, even though you had not the best of starts. But as you regain the championship lead now, coming up to the next race weekend in France, how do you feel about that? Do you feel you can extend your championship lead, or is your plan just some damage limitation there?
Just some damage limitation, really. I'm decent around there, but I just don't think I'll have the pace compared to the other drivers. You know, just if I just get good points, I'll be happy, really. At P4, P5, I'll be happy.
All right then. So congratulations on your win today, and
Thanks.
good luck for next week.
Thanks.
Coming to the second place driver, it's another Alfa Romeo, and it's another podium for you, Thomas. So congratulations on P2 again. Second podium in a row now. And just tell us, are you happy with that, or did you want that win?
Yeah, it was alright, but I really wanted to win, but yeah, the tires were just gone. So, yeah.
Yeah, it looked very comfortable. It looked like you were actually able to stay out of all that chaos that was going on around you. You had front wing damage, but you decided to stay out, and you've gone in the lead. Not only by a bit, but it was very comfortable in terms of the gap to P2. But then the safety car came out, so we thought it might have saved you, but do you feel it more hindered your race rather than it actually saved it?
Uh, well, yeah, I don't really know what to say, but yeah, the first safety car was actually pretty helpful because I started on the mediums, so then I went onto the softs and then pitted again onto the mediums again, so I knew it was just going to be medium to the end. So I thought that may help a bit, but yeah, the second set of mediums were very worn already, so yeah, didn't go to plan really.
Yeah, then your teammate caught up after the second safety car. After you actually had a good gap, Callum already said you were struggling with tyre wear. Was there any negotiation between you and Callum going on of some team orders maybe being implied and you keeping the race victory?
No, not at all. It was quite the opposite. We were going to go for it. Well, I was going to defend anyway, but just had no tyre wear left. Yeah, so good job to Callum. He deserved it.
Yeah, and after you got passed by Callum 3 laps before the end, and then after you crossed the line 2 laps before the end, you lost the rear end out of turn 2 again, and spun, and it was really, really close with Tom Spicer at the end. It was less than half a tenth between the both of you. And do you think that it was kind of like a continuation of what happened before Monaco with those regular mistakes coming in at least once per race?
Yeah, I'd rather not to think like that, but yeah, it probably is. I'm not that consistent anymore, but the whole rest of the race was really consistent and penalty free until the end, and then yeah, just had to actually push a wee bit, and it didn't end well.
All right, so yeah, but you still managed to get P2 in the end, which is a really good result. A 1-2 for Alfa Romeo. You guys seem to running away with it in the constructors standings, at least at the moment. But you've definitely gained some points on the current championship leader, Paul Farthing, and Tim Rosanens as well. Are you planning on getting into that championship fight as well, if you can keep your mistakes to a minimum?
Before the race, I thought I may have been going for the championship, but I'm probably hoping to get P2 now. But me and Callum, I don't think are going to play too much team orders now. It's just going to be racing like anyone else. So we'll see.
All right, so same question for you as for Callum. Next week we're heading to France. How do you feel about that? Do you think you can get another podium there, keep your podium streak going?
No.
All right, a really simple answer. Anything to add to that?
No, just probably going to get loads of penalties, so not going to be too interesting or near the top, I would imagine, after all the penalties taken away. So, yeah.
All right, so not too optimistic, but maybe you can surprise yourself and the viewers at home as well. So congratulations on P2 today, and good luck for next week.
Thank you.
And as we sadly still not have Tom Spicer in the party, who has got his, I believe, first podium in his IRL career so far.
It was, yeah, and I have gotten a message by him that he had to go, so he couldn't join us, Felix, but he did confirm that it was his first podium.
Yeah, sad. Very sad that he couldn't join us on that memorable day for him. A great drive by him, though. Really deserved P3, and congratulations to him, even though he's not here. But yeah, that was it for you, ladies and gentlemen. Another great race we've had in F3. They are really delivering week in, week out for us, and especially that last lap had us on the edge of our seats, which was amazing. And I was very glad to have you with me again as my commentator, Sondre. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
So I hope it was. And hopefully next week is going to be no exception from that. Next week we're heading to France, as we already said. Check out our IRL Twitter channel. Yesterday there was already F1, and at the same time F3 was going on. F2 took place in Canada as well. So make sure to check out what happened there. And hopefully we will see you again next week. Same time, same day, just a different track. Hopefully with the same drivers and hopefully with another great race. Until then, goodbye and see you later.